Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a winning player of the week's really a punt coverage award. You do your job, but the guys out there got to do theirs too. So it's a award that goes to the whole punt coverage team. And the unsung hero of it all was Zach. Have a messed up hand and still be able to snap all those in the game winner. I mean, I personally think he deserves it, but long snapper's never going to get it. But I think he's the unsung hero.
When were you aware that he had that thing? Did you tell anybody?
I'm not sure. He's kind of a badass, to put it bluntly, but he just shook it off and kept on going. And after the game, he's like, "Yeah, I think I messed up my hand." And I'm like, "Well, all right, here we go." So no, he did a great job. The whole special teams did a great job. Mickens, Suck Up, the whole punt coverage team, kickoff coverage, everybody did a great job.
Charlie, that first punt, the 65-yarder, I don't know. I mean, you can't ask for too much more from the 65-yarder that goes out of bounds at 2.
It could go out at the 1. I'd be happy with that.
How when you're trying to, is there a target you're aiming for? Is it the 5 on the sideline? If you're actually looking for something, you don't want to aim too close to the end zone because you're a touchback.
Yeah, when you're back that far, I think the ball's in like 33. I was aiming for the pylon, honestly. That's kind of a good aiming point because you're calling a right punt and you want to go outside the numbers, cut off the field. I hit it good, and it just kept going and kept going. And a little bit of luck plays into it. Good Lord blessed me on that one. And it just happened to be a good punt and started the season off on the right foot.
Bradley's a big week for you, but also big for punts for pups as well.
Yeah, huge week for punts for pups. Punts for pups, for those that don't know, for every punt inside the 20, a dog at the Hillsborough County Pet Resource Center will get adopted, a veteran will get to adopt a dog, and a veteran will receive $500 worth of training for a dog. So we had 6 dogs basically adopted this week, and veterans got some training for some dogs, so super cool. We partnered with Sierra Delta and Get Joy to do that. Me and my wife, Kaylee, we did that, and we're super pumped to punts for pups.
You mentioned some of that's luck to get out at the 2-minute pylon, but how much of that is really skill?
I mean, you work on it. That's what you hope for. Like I said, I wish it went out on the 1, give me 66 yards. Instead of tying my record, I'd like to have beat it. But honestly, like winning Special Teams Player of the Week is an honor, but 1 week's 1 week. You got to do it every week. That's my mindset. It's a great honor, great team honor. But I want to get back out there and I want to win it every single week. I put this team in the best position possible. When you have to drive 90-something yards on our defense, it's nearly impossible with all the guys we have on our defense. So that's my goal, is to pin them deep every time, and hopefully it works out.
What determines whether you're going to do the end over end punt or the regular spiral punt?
Depends where you're on the field. The end over end punt doesn't go as far as a spiral punt, but it will check back most of the time. So it just depends on where you're on the field. As you get closer towards midfield, you're going to hit that end over end punt more often. Or if you're facing some really good returners, sometimes you might hit it because it can be a fair catch more often.
So basically you're trying to hit that sand wedge when you're close to the 50.
Exactly. Yep.
You said in post game that coming off the field, somebody 80 degrees for only getting into who was that? 80 degrees?
It was one of the strength and conditioning coaches. He always messes with me. I can put the ball on the 1, and he'd be like, "Oh, you didn't get it on the half." I love it though. I mean, always pushing me to get better. That's the way this team is. Everybody's always pushing each other to get better. When you have guys like Tom, Levante, Mike, your standard is the best, and when you won't meet that standard, you're going to get pushed, and that's the way it should be. That's what makes a good team.
When your head coach says special teams won us the game, there's no doubt. I mean, how much pride does that give you, and you wanted to say that every week about you guys?
No, it gives us a ton of pride. To be honest with you, we were a weak note last year. We want to change that. We got to be better as a unit, as a whole. And we're going to be better as a unit as a whole. And it starts with the specialists. It starts with those guys protecting, those guys covering. And like I said, this is a team award. It's not just a one-person award. And we're on the right track. We just got to keep stacking. One game doesn't mean anything.
Just from your vantage point, what have the rookies shown you line up with?
Oh, they're awesome. To crack this roster, you got to be good. So I think they're awesome. There's always a rookie learning curve, but they're doing great. And I'm excited to see these guys continue to get better and better throughout the year. But first game, no blocked punts, have 3 inside the 20. I think it was like a 45-something net. I mean, you couldn't ask for a much better start, but that's just a good building block. I set the standard really high, and hopefully we just keep shooting that thing through the roof.
Is there a bigger rush than running down the hill at Death Valley?
No. That's the reason I went there. I was going to go on a recruiting visit and ran down the hill one time, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. Let's go. And it's a really good rush.
We saw you out there earlier, Tinker. How important
It's good. I mean, he's been doing it for a while, so he's a good snapper. But it's good. You got to get that timing. You got to get that rhythm. And we already started clicking today, so I don't expect us to miss a beat. And he's a good dude, great guy. Excited to have him out here, and don't expect a drop off. Honestly, that's how the NFL works. It's just next man up. So that's our mentality.
Namely, field goals, Ron's been in this league a long time. But it's still rare, right? That's still the norm. So what goes into your life? What is different in the sense that you think it's bigger than, when it's down the last season?
We treat every kick the exact same. And I knew it was me. As long as me and Zach didn't mess it up, Ryan was going to make it. And that's kind of our mentality. We know Ryan's going to make every single kick as long as me and Zach don't mess it up. And that's what we went in there. Right before we went out there, me and Zach kind of just looked at each other, kind of like 5 to 7 yards away, and we just winked at each other. And as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, we got this game. And he went out there and drilled it. Ryan's hit a ton of clutch kicks in his life. When you've been doing it for 13 years, that happens. He's one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. And I'm happy he's on our team.
You're lining up for a 65-yard field goal. You're kicking it. Who's home?
Blaine Gabbert. Yep.
I think I read where you said you wanted to make the Pro Bowl. I think every player
Yeah.
goal the first place. Do you feel like, you haven't played your best football yet?
I mean, I'm 27, so I think I'm still young and I'm still climbing. And I think I'm going to continue to climb from the rest of my career. Every year the goal is to make All-Pro, Pro Bowl. I mean, that's the biggest honors. I think All-Pro is a bigger honor than Pro Bowl personally. So those are the two I'm going for. But it comes down to situationally too. With the offense that we have, a lot of times we might stall at midfield. So putting them inside the 20 is just as big for me as hitting a 65-yard punt. Because like I said earlier, when you got to drive 90-something against our defense, it's really hard to do every single time.